24-yard line. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Second down, Bridgewater. Going up top. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. And they talked about how important the passing game was going to be against that defensive look. Good job there going to the air for the first down.
It's all about preparation. It's all about planning. And then it's about execution. So they put it all together in practice. Okay, this is what we think we're going to see. This is how they get to it. And then when the game comes, read it and attack it.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, in that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
He'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go.
Bridgewater now on second down. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carlos Dunlap in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. 3rd and long for Bridgewater. Trying to lay one up deep. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have made this now a one-score game. And his kick is right through. Forbat to send it away now following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Dalton bootlegs out. And he finds Tyler Croft. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Croft, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. And he'll bang that one through. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Bridgewater looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's able to get up here to the 26. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They'll face a third down conversion attempt here, 3rd and 3. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. 3rd and short yardage, Bridgewater. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
Bridgewater again. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
On the sneak, it's Bridgewater. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. Smart approach there, using the run to pick up the first. That was a defensive setup they prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground is the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to read them pretty well. All the things they prepared for, when they get to the line of scrimmage, they see it in pre-snap recognition and know exactly how to attack based on their planning and preparation.
And on 2nd and 10 now.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Set. Blue 58. Stay at home.
Bridgewater to throw it this time. And that's caught inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He drops it off for Bernard. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. So they're operating in the red zone. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make someone miss in the open field. But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
1st down, Bridgewater. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Here's Bernard. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Giovanni Bernard, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. And he knocks it through. Forbat to send it away now following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
They send Green to the left on his own. Here's Dalton. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Murray, the lone setback. He'll get the football here. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
10 yards on the pickup there, and that'll be good enough for a Cincinnati first.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. Well, other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
They go play action here on 1st down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down into those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make this a 2nd down. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. More from Minneapolis after this. 4 yards remaining now on 2nd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. That escapes the sack, and he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Michael Johnson in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Escaping the pressure right. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Fielded at about the 28. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bengals getting set to go. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here.
Watch time, watch time. Tight end right, tight end right. 380. 380.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Caught Eifert over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And that one results in 35 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And a neutral zone infraction on the defense.
The defense thought they had the timing count on the quarterback's cadence, but they jumped too soon.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And his throw here's incomplete. Tyler Kroft, the tight end, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner, and usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 3. And they're going to face a 3rd down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position. It's actually utilized more of a...
That was hit, and Dalton lost the football. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. And now out comes Minnesota. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll start on the ground here with Bernard. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry? And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
and I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So 2nd and 10 here.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
One receiver left, 3 to the right.
Right 90.
Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. And a hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look. 6 DBs. Bridgewater trying to get it to Wheaton, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
Try the end around. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. But good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And Bullock will put this one through, and that will stretch the lead up to 13. So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
Uses the stiff arm. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities. Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Offense still needing 10 yards, 2nd down. A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again. knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Here's Bridgewater. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. 11 yards for number 11. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Bridgewater on 1st down. It's grabbed over the middle by White. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Let's go. Blue Tiger.
And again, it's Bridgewater. That's complete to White. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Calling a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. They're going to hurry back to the line now. A 1st down throw for Bridgewater. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
To throw, Bridgewater. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Now Bridgewater. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Completes it right side to Britt. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series.
Let's go. Way 90. Way 90.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Looking middle, and that's complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run out of. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guys in the cornerback position.
2nd down, Bridgewater. Underneath, this is Bernard. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a 3-yard gain, and they're going to have a 3rd down. And they're going to speed things up here.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now they'll run it on the toss. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They're losing here in the 3rd quarter, maybe trying to get the ball outside, bust a big play. Obviously didn't work there.
Yeah, and while it didn't work, I really can't fault them for trying it. You and I have talked to the offensive coordinator, and we knew that was a place they wanted to try and go. And sometimes you just have to stick with it because 2-yard gains turn into 20-yard gains as the game goes along.
And the wideout in motion. Now Bridgewater on 4th down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by George Iloka. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And a quick throw here. That's complete. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
That one good for 10 yards, and it'll be 2nd and very short. So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Fresh set of downs here. Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. He's got time. He's going to rifle one, and this is caught inside the 5. A big play. Dalton to his favorite target, Green. 41 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Shift together here from the D-line. This will be Dalton again. And his throw's going to be incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. And this will be incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
This defense has held on so far. Now from the 3, this is 3rd and goal. Dalton on 3rd and goal. And that's incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Bullock will put this one through, and that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And they get 28 yards on that one, and it'll give the Vikings a first down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to use them.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Michael Johnson in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Let's go. Wide Eddie. Wide Eddie.
A second down throw for Bridgewater. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
And he'll cut it to the left sideline. Whoa, shifty. Whoa. A big run that time by Murray. 56 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. So Murray shows off his speed and explosiveness.
Latavius Murray was not a guy that people thought was going to be a big-time producer in the NFL. Boy, was everyone wrong. This is exactly what he does. Often, Latavius Murray knows how to get to the open field and pay it off.
Last year, one of 7 guys to run for 1,000 yards, showing the ability to break off the long one. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Dalton. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football.
Plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Well, he was 3 for 3 to that point, but he couldn't keep the perfect game going.
Did someone mention it on the bench and jinx
Maybe
it?
jinx him a little bit.
Well, you doubt it had anything to do with overconfidence, but hey, it's an inexact science. These things do happen.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
Bridgewater. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on 3rd down after that sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. In motion left comes Harbin. In motion right comes Harvin.
Let's go. Way 90.
Bridgewater from the gun on third down. And this is going to be incomplete.
And I think the end result, knocking the ball away, was a product of understanding where they were on the field, understanding how many yards they needed to pick up the first down, and tightening their coverage accordingly. Gave them no gaps, no spaces, no real air in which to catch the football, and end up making a really nice play.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Way 90.
Desperation time. Fourth down. Bridgewater. The Vikings unable to convert here on fourth. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now?
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Latavius Murray, his fifth touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Way 90. Way 90.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. He was looking to get it to Kenny Britt that time. And that'll bring up second down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. He's going to go for a big, and got his man, complete. And he takes this down deep into Cincinnati territory. A big play there for Minnesota, and even 50 yards.
Let's go.
From the red zone now, Bridgewater. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is.
Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Second down, Dalton. To the left side here for Eifert. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over. While we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore, I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. First down, Bridgewater. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Bridgewater on 3rd and 2. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Over the middle, he's got Treadwell. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Throwing is Bridgewater. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Bridgewater on first down. Flushed out right. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Everyone's got 4 down. Set. Wait, 90. Force. Kill. Turn it up. 2 jet. Get wide.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Caught here left side by Britt. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. First down throw for Bridgewater. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
And a lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, Stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Bengals, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the loss will move them back to 3.